Hi, I'm Marcelo Berestovoy, and welcome to Jazz Rhythm Guitar Core Skills. So you are at a blues jam and you're jamming all these 12-bar blues and everything is going fine, and then all of a sudden a singer comes up on stage and wants to sing one of those blues tunes that have all these jazz chords and that has like a different kind of a swing feel to it, and you don't know what to do. So that's why you're here. That could be one reason why you're here. You are a blues player, but you want to learn how to play some jazz, because a lot of times in the context of blues, you're going to have a lot of jazz chords and elements of jazz, since jazz and blues are like two twin brothers that got separated and grew up to be different things. Guitar players these days want to play many different styles of music, and if you analyze the chords in even a lot of pop songs, you're going to start finding 9 chords and 11 chords and 13s and altered chords and things like that. They are used more than people realize sometimes. So maybe you just play pop music, but you want to become familiar with some of these other chords that are being used, and jazz is definitely the best way to learn about chords on guitar. Or you're a guitar player that said, oh, I want to learn how to play jazz, and you spent all this time learning all the scales and the arpeggios and the theory to know what scales to use over what chords, but you need to learn how to play rhythm. In jazz, as a guitar player, if you can only play lead and you cannot play rhythm, you don't really exist, because, if I have a jazz gig and I want somebody to only play solos and I don't need them to play rhythm, I call a trumpet player, a saxophone player, believe me. Nobody's gonna call a guitar player to a jazz gig just to play lead. So, as usual, if you don't know your chords, you can't have any pudding. So welcome, and I hope you're going to enjoy these course. The biggest challenge I had for teaching this course is that it's hard to practice certain things together, for example, because in jazz, rhythm guitar, you're not really playing set patterns of chords or exact rhythms. What you're doing is you're taking the concept of how the harmony and the rhythm is moving, and you are improvising over that. You're making your own ways of tying the chords together using substitutions and whatnot. So what we did in this course is I show you different ways in which I do that. And then we have, for example, during the backing tracks, we're going to be taking turns where I'm going to play some rhythm and then you're going to play some rhythm. So you're going to have a chance to see, what I do, and then you can try playing some rhythm over the same changes. By the way, we have some great backing tracks with real bass and real drums for you. And you're going to be able to take those with you and maybe even just record your rhythm guitar and play lead over it. And check this out. If you play rhythm guitar over the backing track and then you try to practice your improvisation over that and the rhythm guitar bothers you, then that's a lesson right there that you can teach yourself. Because you can ask yourself, if I feel so uncomfortable with that rhythm guitar while I'm soloing, how is anybody else gonna feel when I'm playing rhythm? You get the point? You want to be a good rhythm guitar player because that's going to earn you more respect than playing the most amazing solos in the world, at least as far as playing with other people, which in a way is what jazz is all about. This is not really a course for beginners, although I know some people that maybe they only know their major and minor chords and some dominant 7 chords, and they definitely want to embark and learn in these chords. And, somebody who's not very experienced could take this course really slowly, could take maybe just one of the styles or just a couple of the lessons at the beginning and use it to start learning about extensions like the 7s, the 9s, the 11s, the 13s. But the jazz player or the person interested in jazz rhythm guitar that wants to go all the way through, you are going to need to know your basic dominant chords, even some of your 9 chords. Like I said, what is a beginning, what is an intermediate? There is not an exact line, also because every person is different in the way that they learn and the speed they learn that. But you definitely need to know how to play your bar chords, and you be able to play, A minor 7s and D 7s and G major 7s. So your 4-note chords, those are the major 7, the minor 7, the dominant 7, and the minor 7 flat 5. Maybe you're saying, well, I know the first 3, but I don't know the minor 7 flat 5. That's where I'm saying, well, some people may have some of the information and not all, There are no requirements here, and they might say, well, but I'm going to learn that chord, and I'm just going to have the chords that I need to continue with these chords. But jazz rhythm guitar and jazz in general, it's all about the chords. So learning your chords and practicing your chords and your harmonized scales will be essential. You don't really need to know theory to understand these chords. You can, some people can play jazz without knowing much theory. You can learn, the shapes and by ear learn how to use them. But a knowledge of very basic, simple theory will really help you when it comes to understanding why that note is called an 11 or why that note is called a 13 over a chord. So if you need a little help with theory, check out my theory course, and you can actually do it parallel. You can get started with some of the things that we talk about in the first few lessons of this course, like, the chords with the 7s and the 9s and the 11s, and parallel to that, you can start studying your basic theory, so that by the time that we get to more complex things, you will already have become familiar with some of these concepts and have an understanding of how they work. By the end of this course, you will have experience playing chords with all the extensions and altered notes, and that will be very important not only for jazz but also for you to use them in other styles of music that you might want to play. You will also get some experience in some of the comping styles, and you will have an opportunity to practice them over the 5 backing tracks that we have prepared for you. So how about I stop talking to you and we can go ahead and cut to the chase. Let's get started.